Every day we dey pray for God, make He give us things we go do. Someday, every day we dey cry on God, make He give us a good leader. Hey, make them look the way them they kill my people. They make me they cry. Make them look the thing where they happen for Nigeria. They make me they wonder. I say kill it, they burn it, they scatter. Oh na 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 na. What do we go do? Make we make it come to the better. What do we go do? We go make it come to the better. Oh mo be from there. Make we join our hands together. Make we fight for our freedom. I am a Biafra. I am fighting for my freedom. I am a Biafra. I am fighting for my freedom. I am a Biafra. I am fighting for my freedom.
Greetings, my people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It depends where you are watching from. My people, today is another special day. Welcome to Mirror African Television. I am here today with Barrister Michael, and he's joining us today to educate our people the need for us to support what we believe on and to give us lowdown all things that are happening back home. Barrister, welcome to our show today.
Good evening.
Good evening. Please talk to our people. Identify yourself. Most of them are new here.
That's all right. Okay. My name is Michael Ogobuchi Esquire. I'm a human rights lawyer. I'm calling from Abuja, Nigeria. I'm also a member of Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB legal defense team. I've been into this legal defense of Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB for a long time now, and I must assure you that it's been a victorious movement all this while. It is actually very, very victorious all this while. So it's my pleasure to address you. So I appreciate the host and the owner of this platform for this ample opportunity to have our people, both home and at diaspora, educated and also informed as to what is happening here in the country with regards to our struggle for the restoration of Biafra. Once again, I appreciate your audience this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Barrister. Barrister, if I may ask you, how is the situation back home now?
Okay. Let me, since you said that some people are joining us for the first time, let me run a very brief chronicle as to what the legal field, or let me say the legal leg of this struggle so far. Of course, you know this struggle has two legs. You have the legal leg, you have the political leg. So, but I'm most concerned with the legal leg because that is the field of studies where I feature. So, and that is where I'm actively instrumental in. So, with regards to the legal leg of the struggle, I must say that we've been on the winning side. And our victory is predicated on the fact that we are fighting a just cause. We are fighting a genuine mandate. We are propagating divinely orchestrated mandates. And that is the bedrock of our victory so far. Let me also run an x-ray of how the battle began, what we've gone through before we get to this very juncture we are at the moment. Recall that the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, was arrested sometime in September last year, 2016. And you understand that he was first arraigned at the magistrate court in Wuse Zone 1 here in Abuja before an Hausa magistrate who looked into the matter and granted Nnamdi Kanu bail unconditionally. But the federal government of Nigeria, in their usual tradition of disobeying court orders, they refused to grant him bail. But the funny thing is that every illegality demonstrated by the federal government donates positively to the restoration of Biafra. Why did I say so? After he was arraigned at the magistrate court, the magistrate court does not have the jurisdiction to hear the matter. Are you getting it now? Okay. But by virtue of the provisions of the ACJA, that is the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, it allows the magistrates to either remand. When I mean remand, I mean order to be imprisoned. They also allow the magistrates to grant bail. You get, pending when the person will be formally arraigned before a high court. So the magistrate, being the court of first instance, exercised his jurisdiction in favor of our client, Nnamdi Kanu, and granted him bail. But his bail was refused to be enforced by the executive arm of the government. So Nnamdi Kanu was further arraigned before Honorable Justice A.R. Mohammed. A.R. Mohammed, have been sieged with the case file, personally declined taking up the matter because to him, he believes that if the federal government cannot obey a court order, that it will amount to an exercise in futility for him to preside over a matter that involves a party who disobeys a court order. It was on this premise that the matter was further forwarded to the court of Ademola Adeniyi. So Justice Ademola granted Nnamdi Kanu bail unconditionally.
That's the number two.
That's number two bail granted to him. Because in the reasoning of Justice Ademola, after hearing our bail application, he was of the opinion that there is nothing before him that will warrant him ordering for the remand of our clients. So it was on this premise he granted him bail. For the second time, the federal government refused to release him on bail. And mind you, the bail that was granted in Nnamdi Kanu was granted both to him and other three persons that were arraigned, namely Benjamin, David, and Chidebele. Now, after that, the federal government felt that they cannot buy the heart of Justice Ademola. They further arraigned our client before Honorable Justice Soho. While the matter was pending before Justice Soho, we applied, the federal government applied that witnesses to testify on mask. So we challenged the order. We challenged the application. The court heard us. After hearing us, the court held that very day, the court held that it is unconstitutional for a witness to testify on mask. Because Section 36 of our Constitution provides that you should be entitled to fair hearing in an open court. Several principles of law has it that any accused person must be confronted by his accuser in the open. It was with this line of arguments that the court held that it is unconstitutional and a breach of our client's fundamental right to fair hearing for him to allow a witness to testify on oath or on mask. Do you know that after giving that ruling by court, before the next adjourned date, that same court that gave that ruling struck out its ruling and now held that witnesses to testify on mask? Something happened behind the door.
Something happened behind the door.
Because of this, we petitioned that very judge. We alleged that he was biased. Then the chief, the Honorable Justice Auta, A-I Auta, me, A-N Auta, which is the current Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, reassigned the matter to Honorable Justice Binta Nyako, which is the very judge that is handling the matter now.
Okay.
We approached the courts and applied for the bail of our clients. The court ruled against us. But don't forget that terrorism, conspiracy to commit terrorism, and other offenses, there were 11 count charges against our clients. So the court held that in the face of all these charges, that it is unsafe to release our client on bail. But as God may have it, we went back and re-strategized. We came up with a legal strategy because we looked at the charge against our clients. That is what we call proof of evidence in law. When you charge somebody to court, you attach some evidence, some pieces of evidence that upon which you premise your allegation, upon which you premise your accusation or your suspicion. So when we went inside and we looked at those proof of evidence attached to the charge, we discovered that they do not in any way connect to the charge with which our clients are accused of. Are you getting my point now?
Yes.
Yeah. So we approached the court with an application, a motion on notice, challenging the proof of evidence. The court, listening to the motion, the federal government also argued their own, we argued our own. Then, on the 1st of March this year, the court, seeing the superiority of our arguments, struck out 6 count charges out of the 11. One of the ones that were struck out was the charge of terrorism. The court, in her ruling, held that there is nothing terror associated to IPOB or Nnamdi Kanu. The court also held that IPOB cannot, with what is before her, be labeled an illegal organization.
Wow.
Consequently, the court held that IPOB is a legal organization. And 4 other charges that were struck out. The law is that when there is a change in circumstance, that parties to a case will have the right to reapproach the court for bail application the second time. Don't forget the first one was refused by that same judge. We reapproach the court when there is already a change in circumstance. The court granted our application and releasing Nnamdi Kanu on bail with the funny condition. The conditions she gave that were contrary to the provisions, in fact, contrary to everything that the Constitution represents. We accepted that bail condition because our client needed to treat himself.
Okay.
Because the prison facility does not have the medical equipment to take care of our client's helmets. We perfected the bail condition, and our client was released on bail. Meanwhile, the court refused granting the release of the other 3 persons, which I mentioned their names: Chidebele, David, and Benjamin. Now, it was after this, the matter was adjourned to July. But it happened that the next adjourned date coincided with the court vacation.
Okay.
So we went to court that day because of the fact that the court cannot sit. Though we have what we call vacation judge. But vacation judge can only be assigned matters that cannot wait. So the case of our client does not qualify as a matter that cannot wait.
Okay. That means
so
it's
the matter
minor.
was not. Yes, the matter was is so. The thing is that it's so serious that they cannot give it to another judge. They want to use that same judge they are using.
Okay.
Are you getting it now? So our client matter was further adjourned to 17th of October.
This coming October now.
2017, yes. Now, while we are waiting for this 17th of October to come by, on Sunday of last 2 weeks, the federal government, knowing that they have lost the case already, because if you look at what is going on, the truth is on our side, the law is on our side. There is no way you can maneuver it to favor the federal government. They know they have lost the case. They know that they cannot win the case in the course. They then resorted to sending their armories, sending their heavy military tanks to the southeast, particularly Abia State, the home state of Nnamdi Kanu, to assassinate him. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Yes, yes.
So, while this thing lasts, in order to justify their attempts, because they thought that they would kill him that very Sunday, but to their greatest surprise, they were heavily resisted by BSS, that is Biafran Secret Service.
Okay.
These were armless people, but they were willing to die to defend their leader. So they didn't allow, because they were in thousands, they resisted them. They didn't allow the soldiers to go and kill him. They retreated and came back another time.
With reinforcement.
With reinforcements. That night, that was the night they kidnapped the father. They shot Nnamdi Kanu's cousin, who was buried the day before yesterday.
Whoa.
Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Now, in order to further justify what they did, they arbitrarily and hurriedly declared IPOB as a terrorist organization. Don't forget, they have their informants, and their informants are the southeastern governors. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? These were the people that had connived with the federal government to assassinate our clients. They invited him for a meeting on the 15th of September. The arrangement was that so that they can kill him on his way to that place, to that meeting. But he didn't go for that meeting. He wrote them a letter. He told them that I am busy binding the wounds of my wounded people, burying the people that were dead. I cannot attend that meeting. Are you getting it now? Professor Ben Mwabueze, who was the one that initiated that step, even said that it is quite uncalled for. And it is completely unexpected of Nnamdi Kanu to be able to attend that meeting in the face of what has happened. He himself was not there. Evangelist Elliot, I don't know if you know Elliot, was not there. Even
if at all the governors have feelings for their citizens, seeing what the military are doing, that their citizens are being killed, they're supposed to call off that meeting too.
The first thing they should no, because there is a connivance, there is a conspiracy between them and the federal government to hand over Nnamdi Kanu to them, so that they can go back to second tenure. These are selfish people that do not have the interest of their people at heart. Now, they already went and declared IPOB. We declared IPOB a terrorist organization even before army did their own. These Southeastern people.
To tell you, it's a real planned issue.
Thank you. They did that so that they can say, oh, even their brothers had declared them terrorist organization. Then we came up. Are you with me?
I'm with you. I'm hearing you clear.
Then we came up. We said, no, it is unconstitutional. You cannot declare IPOB. The law is very express. Section 2.
Barrister, not that I'm cutting you short. Don't you think when the military jump in to override the court bail being given by the Nigerian High Court, can't the Nigerian court do something about that?
Let me tell you the truth here. We are in an administration where the courts has been relegated to the background, where the court has been reduced to a piecemeal.
My God.
If a court of law will give an order, and the commander-in-chief, who is supposed to be the chief enforcer of the orders of courts, will disobey the court order,
override it.
What do you expect from other officers under him? Now, was it not the same court that ordered Honorable Justice Peter Afen in High Court of FCT, ordered that they should release Dasuki, the former security advisor, national security advisor? The court refused to release him. Dasuki went to ECOWAS court. ECOWAS court ordered that they should release him, and ECOWAS court awarded him the damages of $15 million. They have not released him till today. The award of damage that was given to him has not been paid, has not been given him. Is it not the same in this country that El Zazaki, the leader of Shiites Muslim, whose members were slaughtered in their hundreds just because an army chief wanted to pass? This man was granted bail unconditionally, and the wife, by a court of law, and the federal government refused to release him and the wife. This man is now, one of his eyes is now completely blind. The other one is about to be affected. This is the same Nigeria we are into. So when you say that the court cannot do, it is not what the law says anymore. It is not what is obtainable. We are here, we know what it is. Are you seeing the ugly situation of things?
Oh my God. Oh my.
So let me go back to what I was saying. When they discovered that they were unable to kill him as they planned, they hurriedly declared IPOB a terrorist organization. Mind you, Section 215 of our Constitution and Section 1, Sub 3 of the Police Act provides that the police is solely responsible for internal order, peace, and good governance. The police is responsible for internal conflicts. Even if there is a violent riot, there is an arm of the police that is called Anti-Riot Squad, aka Mobile Police. It is not for any reason. If you read Section 281 of our Constitution, the duty of the army is very well spelled out. The army is to protect the country territory from external aggression. And it is when the police are able to tackle internal aggression that they can invite the army. There is no justification in law that army should take over the dealing of a domestic issues as minor as the non-violent rallies of the IPOB. Are you seeing the height of the impunity in this country?
Yes, sir.
Now, when we started shouting, so even some Yoruba lawyers, Femi Falana, SAN, from a Yoruba man, then from Edo, another from Edo, So it is unconstitutional. You cannot declare IPOB a terrorist organization. It's unconstitutional. The law is provided. Section 2 of Terrorism Prevention Act 2011, which has been amended in 2013, provides how you can declare somebody and how you can declare a person or a group of persons terrorists. It was in the heat of this agitation and argument that the AGF quickly went and drafted an application which was hurriedly approved by the presidency. They filed it before Honorable Jessica Farati, a federal high court judge, who wrongly declared IPOB a terrorist organization. Are you getting it now?
Yeah.
But the long and short of the whole thing is that we filed an application on Friday challenging that arbitral and illegal declaration of IPOB a terrorist organization. Don't forget that on Friday, Nigerian Media House, let me not mention the particular media house. If you are following what is going on, the particular media house,
yes,
sent an email to the American State Department, asking them their view as to the activities of IPOB. And they replied. America replied. America said that they do not see IPOB as a terrorist organization. Don't forget that on 17th of this month, the president of EU said that IPOB cannot be declared a terrorist group. So, the more they take their wrong step, the more they impact positively to the actualization and restoration of Biafra.
Okay.
So, it is in the face of these irregularities that I see it very, very pertinent and urgent for people to start doing something beyond going to courts here in Nigeria. Do you know that even this evening, let me give you this information. Even this evening, Nigerian army had gone back to Nnamdi Kanu's house again. Are you getting it now?
Oh my God.
Now, what the federal government is saying that is because they know that Nnamdi Kanu is nowhere to be found. Now, what they are now doing is that they say that if Nnamdi Kanu does not appear in court on 17th, that they will go and arrest Senator Abaribe from Abia State, the one that was one of the shorties that shorted for Nnamdi Kanu when he was granted bail.
That's where I wanted to touch now. Do you believe that Nnamdi Kanu's life is a danger by what is going on? Maybe if he tried to attend that court on that day, can the court guarantee or reactivate his immunity so that he will be able to? So that you know what I'm trying to say.
There are places we shouldn't go to share, but let me say something about this.
Okay.
Do you know that in law, the court has the power to order them not to arrest him? But these are people that do not have respect for court order. They don't have respect for the courts. People that had the mind to try to assassinate somebody who is enjoying a court bail. The law is very simple. If you think that somebody has violated his bail condition, it is your duty to approach that same court that granted him bail and furnish the court with the evidence of that bail violation.
Yes.
The court will also hear the counsel for the accused person. It is after hearing these two parties that the court will either decide to revoke the bail or allow him to enjoy the bail.
I have another question.
I'm here to go to that your very question.
Okay.
Now, they cannot arrest Senator Abaribe and other persons that signed his bail bond, because if you read that bail condition, what was stated there is that they will forfeit 100 million naira if he's unable to come to court. The bail condition does not say that they will arrest them if he doesn't come to court. Are you getting it now?
Mm-hmm.
Now, there is a principle of law that provides that a shorty will neither forfeit the money or be arrested if the cause of the absence of the accused person is beyond his natural control. Like the case of Nnamdi Kanu now, who we don't know if they have killed him or not.
Yes.
Yeah. So, if he is unable to appear in court on that same day, the principle of law that provides that supernatural events can insulate an accused person in facing the consequences of breaking bail bond if it is something that is beyond his natural control.
Like
An
this one
attempt
now.
Yes. 3 failed attempts to kill him. So that is how far I can go with respect to that.
Okay. And I have another question.
And we don't even know if they have succeeded in killing him.
Maybe he's dead already and they are still
He's
moving
dead.
around. And even I heard that they have carried his car, right?
Immediately that happened, they quickly changed. It was that very day they attacked him. They sent one Hausa Fulani commissioner of police. They removed the one that was in Abia State. They sent an official assassin in the name of commissioner of police to Abia State. It was that same man they sent that very day. They transferred that very day that his boss to go to his house and his car, vandalize the one that he could vandalize. Imagine that kind of thing. These are supposed to be law enforcement agencies.
This is law-destroying agencies now.
I call them official assassins. I call them official killers.
But don't you think if court is powerless on the issue going on now, the court may approach the Nigerian Senate and lay complaint for them to use their legal power to press the president to withdraw his orders that he's given directly to the military?
Let me tell you one ugly truth. I'm not afraid of anybody. It is, God forbid, that there will be a time when I will see the truth and I will not say it. Do you know that there was a time a member of the Senate approached the Senate with a motion asking the Senate to compel the president to obey the court order granting Nnamdi Kanu bail? That was before this last bail condition. This last bail was granted.
Wait, you will repeat what you just said because your line was freezing. Wait, Barrister, can you hear me?
Yes.
Please repeat again because your line is freeze by that time. We couldn't pick what you are saying.
I said, you said, can't the Senate intervene?
In now to protect the law they created. They are the lawmakers.
And I'm saying that there was a time a senator from the Southeast brought up a motion before the Senate asking the Senate to command the president to release Nnamdi Kanu in line with the court order granting him bail. Do you know that very motion was quickly dismissed by the Senate? The Constitution provides for what we call oversight function for the Senate. The legislature, they have what we call oversight function. What does it mean? It is the duty of the Senate to make sure that executive arm of the government is enforcing the law. The Administration of Criminal Justice Act, the Penal Code Act, and the Criminal Code Act, all the procedural laws for criminal trials were enacted by the National Assembly. And the National Assembly, by virtue of that oversight function, retains the right to order the executive to enforce those laws. Example of which is the provision of Section 35 that provides for right to liberty.
As you are just mentioning this thing now,
yes.
don't you think
Section
that it would be
33.
wise the Eastern Region youth to draft an official letter to the
Yes.
Senate demanding them to press the government to respect and obey the law of the land?
This is a very good idea that you just brought up now. But the question is, do you know that there was a time myself and my colleague wrote a letter? I will send you a copy. I will look for a copy of the letter and send to you. There was time we wrote a letter to the Honorable Minister of Justice. We were trying to give him that, make him understand that it is in this administration, under his very watch, that we've experienced the highest impunity and the violation of the Constitution ever since the history. It has never happened like this, even in the military regime. Till today, we are yet to receive a response. It was shocking to us that this same man we wrote a letter to came up and was the one telling us reasons why he will not arrest Arewa youths. Arewa youth that threatened genocide over the Igbos. It was the chief law officer of the Federation who is supposed to arrest these people that came out and was telling us why he will not arrest them.
My brother, before I forgot, something is coming out of my mind.
Yes.
Because things may be going wrong in Nigeria, and the executive level keep on watching to know whether the people, because something is flying around my brain. In German, if somebody get a baby with a German woman, the law says you will get resident.
Yes.
And you may get a baby with a German woman and start processing that, and the foreign office will reject your application. There is a common office. Everybody underrates this office. Even I doesn't know that the office has overall power over the foreign office. And the friend was mistakenly went to that office for something else and opened a wrong door. And that wrong door becomes his future. Bright future today. Why am I saying this?
Yes.
Don't you think as Nnamdi Kanu has the mandate of the people, the whole youths are behind him. Let them rally round and gather signatories.
Yes.
From all Southeast, Mama, Papa, everybody. If you cannot sign, put your fingerprint.
Yes.
And send it as the youths and the future of tomorrow under
Yes.
the Nigerian government, demanding the legislator level to protect the rule, the law of the Federation, in the sense that they should grant or push or move motion to give Nnamdi Kanu the ability not to jump his bail, the court. That they should, you know where I'm going to, and press the federal government to respect the law of the Federation that is even greater than him.
You are making a very intelligent point. But you are talking from the perspective of you are making a very intelligent point, which is very, very effective, admitting that we are operating in a civilized society.
But we may try.
Yes, we will give it a trial. But see what they do here in this country. We will take the risk, we will do it, we will do what you just suggested. Because we are open to advice, we are open to suggestions. Anything that will help us do the right thing, we are open to it.
Because if the youth does that, then the ball will remain on the court of the legislators, that they would not allow the president to break the law, that to push a law-abiding citizen to jump his court appointment. Yeah, volume is not coming. Oh my God. This volume should come now. What is happening? Oh, the network is down. The network, I'm seeing the signal is very down. My God, connection. Come on, come on, come on. Wait. Sorry. Let me drop it and you redial. Are you hearing me? I cannot hear you. Your voice is not coming over. Let me drop. Please don't forget the question that I just asked. You wanted to answer something. It's not from your side. It's only network. Let me drop it and redial. My God. Why now?
Yes.
Now you are back. Thank you very much. But I'm not seeing you again. Can you on your camera?
You called me with ordinary line. Let me call you with my video.
Okay.
Cut it. Let me call you with my video.
Welcome back.
Yes. Can you see me very well?
I'm seeing you. Please.
Yes. So I was still addressing what you said.
Yes.
About the youth writing.
Yes.
Like I said earlier, you made a very important point, which we're going to put it into action, and let's see how it goes. But one thing is this. Do you know that some of us lawyers that are working for him and working for justice here,
yes,
we are as vulnerable as Nnamdi Kanu. But ndị Igbo na say that now.
yes,
we know the risk involved in what we've been doing all this while. We know the risk. In fact, sometimes we go to court, we have issues with the soldiers, we have issues with people, even prison police. Sometimes we quarrel, sometimes we almost fight physically in court. We understand the risk involved. But we've already put our hands into it and we cannot go back.
No going back.
Cannot go back. The only thing that can happen is that they will kill somebody and somebody will die. That's all.
And
we are not.
That is not the solution to their problem.
It will not end the problem. Do you know that the other day, I'm talking about Tinubu, the national leader of this leading party, this useless party that have put us into this trouble, had told President Buhari to call Nnamdi Kanu and discuss with him that this thing has gone beyond using force. I'm talking about Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, the national leader of APC. The same thing with Obasanjo. He called Buhari. It is not about force anymore. You cannot. The more you kill these people, the more you bring problem on yourself. Call them and speak with them. But this man will not listen. If you write, they will start looking for you. Instead of them addressing what they are talking about, they will start looking for you to kill you. The other day they went to the office of one of our lawyers. They invaded his office. He's a lawyer that is doing his work. Why are you invading his office? The other day, one soldier told me that we are the ones causing the problem. I told him you don't have sense. You don't have sense. Because he was trying to push Nnamdi. He was trying to push Nnamdi Kanu that day in court. I told him, don't touch that man. You can't push him. You wanted to push Nnamdi Kanu, but you don't try that.
You don't tell them they don't have sense. The simple answer to that is this: Which oath did you take the day you become Nigerian military? Simple question. They took oath to protect the lives of the entire Nigeria. And our people in Bakassi Peninsula, we are crying that the gendarmes of the Cameroonians, we are maltreating them. They couldn't even do something.
Nothing. Nothing. They're killing them now in Peninsula.
Just imagine.
They have not done. They have not gone to dance like Python in Peninsula.
No country have ever solved the matter of border or land issue under a twinkle of eye. The issues in Palestine, the issue in Golan Heights, the issue in Russia and Ukraine, the issue in the United States with Guam and other territory of other countries they occupied, the issue of Britain occupying Argentina's island, the issue of Britain occupying one part of Spain. They have not.
And
No country
Russia and Ukraine.
They have not. A border issue doesn't solve easily. But Nigeria's handed over their part of land to a strange country, and that part of area doesn't even belong to Nigeria, because that area is already in existence before Nigeria. Rushing to hand it over to another territory is very wrong. But before we deviate from what we are saying, I believe that, and I really love what you just said, that you guys got to give this thing a try, because the senators are there. They will tell you tomorrow, did you complain? You understand?
Yes.
You will say that you may challenge them, like in German too. People are suffering. Many are suffering because of their stay, only because they didn't know the office to visit, because the office they know that they call foreign office says no, or it doesn't work this way. Upon they know that the law says if you got married, if you got child, you are entitled to stay. You will underrate the other office thinking they are nothing, they are nonsense. But that office, whatever they write, that foreign office will do it. And I believe that the senators of the Federation, when they hear the cry of one part, the entire eastern region, calling on them to press their federal government to obey the Nigerian constitution, they must do something.
Do you know that? Yeah. Do you know why I want to believe? I want to agree with you. Do you know that it was the senators from the southeast, particularly the members of the House of Rep from the southeast, that pressured Saraki, which is Senate President, to come up the next day, that was on 16th, and declared that Eastern regional governors do not have the right to declare POB. It was because of the force, the pressure from the members of the House of Rep coming from the east.
Have you seen it?
That made him come up that very next day and declared that proscription of IPOB by the governors null and void.
Thank you. So let's give it a try now. Do you know what? I like strategic thinkers. Because I came to this country. I watched Iraq War like where people are watching football. American television televised Iraq War from beginning to the death of Saddam Hussein. And I noticed that America, upon how small Iraq is, America did not open one front for Iraq. They opened several fronts. They overrun Saddam, that people think today that Saddam is so easy to capture. No. But the world powers knows the need to open different doors to battle you. And they does it like Russia today. Russia is a very large nation. No country will go war to Russia and survive. America gradually are circling Russia so that when that D-Day comes, there will be 1001 windows. you will not know which one to close. You understand where I'm going to? You understand?
I get your point.
Let us spread this message. Let us spread this news. Let us organize all the whole IPOB leaders from all over the world, even any part of the world. They should send in their signature, sign. You may draft the letter. You may draft the letter, publish it.
Yes.
Let all of them print it. Gather as many as signature they can gather. He knows the best channel to send it to the Senate.
Yes.
God bless you.
We'll do that. Meanwhile, there was something you said the other time I was on air,
Okay.
which I want to re-emphasize on it. You mentioned us instituting or organizing a team of lawyers purely made of white men
Yes.
in Germany to
Yeah.
approach the World Human Rights Courts.
Yes.
I don't want that idea to die off.
No, it will never die.
So let the people support you. The people that are hearing you, they should support you with anything they have. Because it's all about mouths. If you are outside the country, you don't know what is going on. Your people are dying in their hundreds every day. They are dying in their hundreds every day. And the more you keep quiet, the more things go wrong.
I even write to Amnesty International today. I will even show you what I wrote to them. I'm not a lawyer. I know that you guys knows how to draft wonderful letters, but I tried my best because I called the German branch. I asked them, are they aware of what is going on in Nigeria, because they remain quiet. The lady made me to understand that she sent me to one side on their page. I saw IPOB. I shared it on my Facebook, but that was the first one that happened. And I made them to understand another one just happened 2 weeks ago, and that one is more um, 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 French people use the word grave. It's more bad than the one that happened before. They now told me, and I said that my people gave me the mandate to investigate if they are seeing and registering what is going on in Biafra land. They asked me to put it in writing. And I said it would be also nice if they are gathering enough information to join us in this fight against the Federation, the Federal Republic. You understand?
Yes.
I'm trying my best. My lawyer that I wanted to speak to on this issue, I called in today. They said that he's in the court, and he will come late, and it's only to finish his office listen and go home. Like he will not see somebody, and I will still try tomorrow. Meet him, and Barrister Emeka, and you are teams. I want all of us, both this human rights court, and I will also involve Red Cross. Let them bring in, because they are getting information. They are getting information. They have NGOs that are reporting back to them what's going on from all over the world. We should bring all of them under one boss, because the country we want to battle is Nigeria, that every entity are feeding from Nigeria. You understand? Like
Yes.
opening different front for them, so that there will be no loophole for them to escape.
Yes.
If they deny our own evidence, they may not deny the evidence from Amnesty International. They will not deny the evidence from Red Cross. You understand? And other NGOs.
Yes.
And at the end of this show, I would also like for you to draft something, like a letter that will be, you people know how to configure everything that I will be
I
sending
understand.
to them,
I understand.
and so that's how I'm going, my brother. And the people supporting our moves, we use this opportunity to thank those who are already paying into the Nigerian lawyers account. I said, Onya say Jide Nkoji, Yaman and Koji Demma. Those that are doing it, I say, God bless you. God will pay you back. We should know that all these things is something we are doing for us, ourselves, for the future of our children, for the freedom of our nation. And those sending to German account, the total money that is coming in is almost 400 and something euro now. I thank you all, and I still demand that more is needed. That's why I put an account and also a PayPal account. Maybe many would like to use PayPal to operate, many would like to do bank transfer. And I would also like to emphasize in terms of MoneyGram and Western Union. We all should understand that when you use somebody's information, send a lot of Western Union, it will raise questions. And if you also do it with MoneyGram, the same thing will pop up. But sending it to account will not be any problem because they know that it's something legal, it's somebody's account, private account. Please continue. This account number is an international bank account. You can use this account number from any corner of the planet. It's even faster because the money will appear under one day. Thank you for the one you have already done, and God should bless you for the one you are going to do in future. Barrister, please.
Yes.
Join in.
Okay. I think we can take calls from our callers, and so we can call it a day at the moment.
Yes.
So yes.
If there is anybody who would like to ask something, it is better for you to call in now to ask your question. Let me switch over so that you will get the number. If you have any question that you would like to tender to the barrister, you tender it directly to him now so that he will be able to clarify issues. If you want to contribute on what we are saying and you have solution or your own idea that may help, the room is now open for you. You may call us with Skype, and those numbers you are seeing there, that Nigerian line has also Viber. You may try other free call system, it will come through. Our barrister will give like 5 minutes. If no caller comes in, then we'll forge ahead by calling it a day. Are you with me? Barrister, can you hear me?
I can hear you very, very well.
Okay. On the issue of Nigerian account, if you need that Naira account, the Nigeria account, please write me, send me WhatsApp so that I will send it to you privately to avoid some issues. Thank you very much, and God bless you. So, Barrister, I think most of them are not ready to call in. Many are watching. At least we have tried for today. It's not easy. And I should release you so that you go home and also prepare for tomorrow, and you need to go to work, right?
Of course, I have to.
It's not easy. But I would love you people to try your best in that sending a complaint, an official complaint to Nigerian House of Rep and the Nigerian Senate.
We are going to proceed on that outrightly.
God bless you. Please greet our people so that we may call it a day for today. You have given us wonderful time.
Okay. It's a thing we are doing for justice and truth. Our reward is always in the heaven. And one good thing about doing the right thing is that when you do the right thing, it may not be easy, but in the long run, you will have the peace of mind that is attributable to doing the right thing. I normally tell people that It is wickedness. It is a crime against humanity.
A call,
So,
call is coming in. Let's speak
yeah.
the caller. The caller, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. My name is Chris. I'm calling from Switzerland.
Hello, Chris. Barrister, can you
Hello.
hear him? Barrister, can you hear him?
No, I can't.
You cannot hear him?
I cannot, yes.
1 minute. Chris, can you talk? Let me see whether Barrister is speaking.
Okay. Hello, barrister.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Hello.
Okay, it's like he's
I,
hearing now.
I can hear you now.
Okay, is he hearing me? Okay.
Barrister, can you hear
Yes.
Thank you very.
Loud and clear.
Okay, Barrister can hear you loud and clear. Go ahead, my brother.
Okay, barrister. Good evening, barrister, and thank you for your time always because I've been following the online show all the time, and man, I know it's not easy because Nigeria is a very difficult terrain, you know, because the Nigerian government, Buhari, I believe the hand of God is in all these things because I believe so much in God. And I had the revelation, and because if you watch the way things are going, there's no doubt the hand of God is inside these things. Because first of all, the Buhari government, they are full of mistakes. They arrested Nnamdi Kanu for no just cause. After arresting him, he was he was incarcerated for about how many 20 months or so or so.
That's correct.
I think the court, I think the Supreme Court or the first court in Lagos asked the federal government to release him, you know, but all to no avail. The second court dismissed the case, but to no avail. You see, then because of pressure from everywhere, from everywhere, he was later granted bail with such a stringent conditions. Now
Very,
he has
very phone
a court
condition.
date on the 17th of October. Okay, but about 8 or 9 days ago, they invaded
Yes.
his house with military. So if you see,
Yes.
God hand is in all these things, and I believe Biafra is already here. It's already here. You understand? Because if you watch the way things are going, they are making one mistake to the other. They're just fooling themselves. You know, calling IPOB terrorist organization. But look at the answer they got from Jean-Claude Juncker, the EU president. You know, the same thing with the UK, the same thing with France, and the same thing with the US. So they are just making mockery of themselves, but to our advantage. That's my belief. You understand? To
Yes.
my advantage. Because according to, if you watch like this Transparency International, you know, they have an organization that rates terrorists around the world, you know, that monitor these terrorist activities. You know, the fourth deadliest terrorist group is the Fulani and the Fulani headsmen. You understand?
Yes.
That is the fourth
That's
deadliest
correct.
after
In the whole
ISIS,
world.
Al Qaeda, Boko Haram, and then Fulani headsmen is there.
In the
You
whole
understand?
world.
It's an NGO that rates this terrorist organization. So if you see all these things, the hand of God is is on our side
Okay, my
because
brother,
yeah, yeah.
I have to cut you
Mhm.
down because so that I will take another call, please.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
That's my own
Please,
contribution.
okay.
You too, eh?
Thank you.
Before
Bye bye.
before you cut him,
Bye
before you
bye.
cut him here,
Another
are you
call
still
is
there?
coming in. Yes, he's already gone. He's already gone.
Okay. All right.
Hello, they call on the line. Can you hear me? They call on the line. Can you hear me?
Uh, Mr. Zebedi,
Yes. Who is on the line? What's
I'll
your
help
name?
Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
This is my first time calling from UAE, Dubai.
UAE. What's your name, my brother?
Yes. My name is Mr. Kelechi Solomon Obsi.
Mr. Kelechi, what would you like to chip in today? God bless you.
Well, I just want to thank you for the effort you are making. Actually, I'm one of the people that criticize your comment, your TV, because I used to hear Mr. Emeka Osabini. Yeah. Actually, I thought that this is one of the was big film tricks. No, we are hearing of things well about Biafra. But I feel that all of us, it doesn't care whoever the Biafra comes from, but we all work together to make sure Biafra come out.
Yes.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So I really appreciate your effort. Even our barrister that is there with you, I'm so grateful with him. I want to say that going to name a you get. That's what I mean. So I really thank you for your effort. I just want to chip into it. I just want to appreciate you because going in, I said you still care on the government. So well done, my brother. Thank you very much.
My brother, thank you for welcoming me back to the family. You know.
Yeah. Now your family. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. God bless you, my brother.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye for now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So, Barrister, I hope you pick what he said.
Yes, I heard all of them.
Okay. Okay. So,
You know,
go
in
ahead.
response to the first caller, I told you that before I commenced or before I proceeded with what I was saying today, I made mention of the fact that every step they take impacts heavily and positively to our own cause. Their steps are filled with mistakes. If the kind of mistakes that year one first year law student cannot make, you see senior advocates, hundreds of them making it.
Because they're under pressure.
It's not funny.
Because they're under
So
pressure. They don't allow them to practice what they know. They dictate for them on what to do. And they
you
make
resign. You resign. If somebody that you know better than dictates for you, you resign. You preserve your integrity. Are you getting it now? So
you know what?
it's well. Yes.
During the time of Hitler era, a lot of people that are criticizing the Hitler government today worked with Hitler. But the condition of things today, they are regretting. Why didn't they do something good at that time?
Yes.
And it's also like the Jewish state today that all of us know. They suffered a lot.
Yes.
And many people seated on them from Western world. But today, they are regretting, why did I choose that area? A day will also come where so many that did look England during the time of independent process. The British man those that ringed the election and manipulate the census and everything, come back today to confess and beg and plead that he want to have peace if he dies, that the Biafrans should forgive him. You understand? I believe that a day will also come. They will still come back to plead to the Biafrans, Bikobara. Your voice is also is gone again. The network is playing with us. Drop and call me with video call again, please. If you are hearing me, good. Thank you.
I can hear you.
Okay, I'm getting something like ringing something.
Yes, it's a Skype problem, but I can hear you now.
Okay, so what
So
you are trying to say something that time.
I was saying that the same people that criticized and fought against Nelson Mandela later came and begged him. The same thing happened to Ben Gurion, the first prime minister of Israel. People that fought him were his brothers, and they later came and begged him. So our own is a matter of time. They will still come on their knees and beg. I just hope that by that time we will have the mercy and forgiveness to forgive them.
Yeah,
So,
you know, the role that America played during the time of Mandela made them not to open or classified the documents they have against Mandela. You know, they are the
yes.
one that called Mandela a terrorist and called everything following him terrorist organization. But
Mm.
the American president was there on the day of his burial. You know,
So
this war, yes,
it's well. Let's see how it goes. We're all together in this. There's no going back.
there is no going back. My people, the person you are seeing here is one of the lawyers, the barristers of Nnamdi Kanu. And they are battling Nigeria back home. Most of you are writing here. The other one writes something. His question was, Osondo asked, is IPOB, let me pick a call. Hello, the caller on the line, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes. Please, what's your name and where you
Mr.
calling from?
This is Mr. Tracy Solomon calling from UAE, Dubai.
Okay, you called before, right?
Yeah, I called before.
Okay.
Actually, there's some comment that I made, which I want to correct also. You know, and which is also everybody is making the same mistake, same wrong impression, which I also one of the victims. It's about our former leader was Vicky, which is our former Moses. Understand me?
Yeah.
Wazika is our former leader. It's a Moses of all time. And he makes some. I don't know. I don't know, but I grew up. I think about Biafra, and which is Wazika as the name I'm be hearing. Understand me? So something that don't work out with him is not a normal in the picture, but let you still give him that respect. No human beings, nobody knows tomorrow. Because what you wish for others, you don't want people who wish for you. When you get let you know, even today, everybody here talk about Nnamdi Kanu. But Wazika was the time like that. Hope you hearing me.
My brother, let me respond to you before you cut the call. Hmm?
Okay, sure.
You know, we are all brothers, and we are all we are fighting the same thing. And
exactly.
What makes us strong is because we welcome dissenting views. We welcome divergent views. We welcome different views. You get now? If you and I do not agree on a particular thing today, we may agree tomorrow.
Yes.
Why am I saying this? I don't know if the person is still online.
Hearing you directly now from our YouTube channel.
Now, when you talk about what Wazirike did in the time past, yes, he did a good thing in the time past. But if somebody who gave you chicken and rice in the morning comes in the afternoon to serve you poison, you cannot, because of the fact that he gave you chicken in the morning and you eat the poison he's giving you. I think that's what I'm trying to say now. It's a point. You look at together.
Yeah, that's a very powerful proverbs. You know.
Let me tell you, if I tell you what happened last week, you will hate Wazirike.
Go ahead. That's why we're here.
You hate him. You forget about whatever he did in the past. This man was boldly campaigning against IPOB and against Biafra in the markets in Onitsha last week. And people almost threw stone at him. People were shouting at him that you are a betrayer, you are a traitor. IPOB said no election. Wazirike was busy campaigning that there should be election in Anambra State with his boys. How do you describe such a man?
Hunger.
Because of the fact that he was a hero, he is now a traitor. We should treat him like it. I understand your point, my brother. We should respect a former hero. But it is different thing altogether here. If a hero did well, and later another hero takes it up, we should respect him. Like Ojukwu. Ojukwu was our former hero. And we respected Ojukwu until he died. Until today, we still respect him because he never betrayed us for once. But Wazirike's case is different, my brother. Understand, it's very, very different. This man is challenging, he's working against IPOB, he's working against Biafra, and he's not hiding it. I don't want to tell you about some things that happened while we were in court and the kind of things we knew, the kind of information we got from so many security agencies about Wazirike. I don't want to go into details about that. But let us not. The fact is that somebody is now leading it now. Let us all support that person and make sure that our mandate is not scuttled by internal conflict. Please, I would like to end this our broadcast here so that I can go and prepare for tomorrow.
Barrister, thank you very much. I will thank you for this time, and I will also urge our people, the listeners, listening to Mirror African Television. Thank also this our brother that just called in and correct his speech before. God bless all of us. Please don't forget to support our barristers back home. I have the account with me. If you want the account to pay in Naira, maybe you transfer Naira into the account to support what they are doing. They are battling Nigeria with their own private cash. And I also thank other people that send money to them. Money is now going to them now. And I still call on people also to continue the help that we are doing. We are doing for ourselves. Barrister, thank you very much. God bless you for your time. You know,
God bless you.
I pray that we see us tomorrow. You know,
Amen.
and please remain safe.
Thank you very much. See you some other time.
Okay. Well,
all right. Bye.
Yeah. Ciao.
Yeah.
So, my people, you have had it all. Barrister have taught us, enlightened us how things are going, how things is moving back home. Questions are coming on test. Okay, let me see if I will answer some of them. IPOB is an organization, blah, 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 nation who have been existing before Nigeria. Yes, IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra, is in existence before Nigeria was created as a company by the British government. So, so there's no how an indigenous people of a nation can be a terrorist, because a nation can be a country tomorrow, even though the world knows that indigenous people of Biafra have been existing before Nigeria. Thank you very much for that, my brother. You did well. And I would like to thank all of you. Share this video, invite others. I have only received only 2-3 emails about our classroom platform being created. We need teachers that will start teaching our people, enlighten our people for free on Mirror African Classroom. It's online. All you need is to send us your email address through Skype, or you send it through WhatsApp, so that I will send you the invitation. God bless you as you do that. Bye-bye for now, my people, and remain blessed.
Land of the rising sun, we Biafra udo ka anyị na-arịọ anyị achọghị ihe mkpofu ọbara n'elu anyị bụ ndị Biafra bụ ndị ji udo na-aga obi nsi maka ịlụ ọma ka ejuna ji aga n'ugwu ọ ga-adịkwara anyị na mma ise ụmụ Biafra bịakene Biafra natago Igbo onwe mmadụ nnọọ Igbo onwe mmadụ anatago ụmụ Biafra dede Biafra natago Igbo onwe mmadụ anatago eji m egwu mekene chifu Nnamdi Kanu odogwu ga-adịrị mma onye eze na ọdụgoro gị mma ọkwa ndị solo ogili n'ụwa akọrọ gị ogili lacha ọkwa osisi bolo tolo emesego n'ụmakwere ọkwa anyị ma n'ọnọdụ ugo ọdụrụ na-egbe mma ọkwa ogogo onye arụ a na-achụ anya ọsọ otu ekwensị eliko nni ọ ga-ejikwe n'ogologo ngaji dike Kanu gị bụ na London dike Kanu gị bụ na Israel dike Kanu gị bụ na Russia dike Kanu gị bụ na India dike Kanu gị bụ na Biafra Nnamdi Kanu dike Kanu gị bụ na Biafra nzọgbu enyi mba enyi nzọgbu enyi mba enyi anyị ga-azọgbu ndị ilo enyi mba enyi nzọgbu enyi mba enyi ụmụ Igbo niile dekene Igbo onwe mmadụ anatago Igbo onwe mmadụ nnọọ ewo ọ dịwola anyị Igbo onwe mmadụ anatago onye wele nke sizanye n'osisale onye wele nke chukwu nye n'chukwu okike obiọma onye give God what belongs to him and give Caesar what belongs to him as we seek for peace and humanity is not at all for vanity. There are once people is killing each other. I wonder why my brother who go be a flag I join up again in the middle up again in the middle on the nzọgbu enyi mba enyi nzọgbu enyi mba enyi nzọgbu enyi mba enyi zọgbu ndị ilo anyị na-enyi enyi mba enyi fellow let my people go Biafra natago let my people Igbo nwe mmadụ anatago ndị ilo lọpụga n'anya aka n'ụwa Biafra natago Igbo nwe mmadụ nnọọ Igbo nwe mmadụ anatago ojude na-elapụ udene n'ude na-abụrụ anụ mana anyị abụrụ ọnụ udene n'ụwa ihe ogogo I want to know something make una hear me ịbụrụ nwa Biafra na tebe n'ụlọ make una come back ka anyị dozie n'obodo anyị ịbụ ịkpọta ịbụ expọta nataba n'ụlọ ka anyị dozie n'obodo anyị ndị dị n'obodo anyị ebe otu dịkwa na be anyị ship na-agbakwa na be anyị oyi dịkwa n'ala be anyị mmanya nkwụ dị na be anyị ihe niile dị mma ọ dịkwa n'ala be anyị nataba n'ụlọ ka anyị dozie n'obodo anyị ụmụ Igbo kọmpa ka anyị dozie n'obodo anyị o tinye nwata weli aka elu aka fụwa yufu o wetu aka Jehova nke zọpụtara ụmụ Israel n'aka Fero bilie natara ya oke ruru anyị balie natara ya oke ruru anyị Chukwu bilie natara ya oke ruru anyị Biafra bụ nke anyị obodo ọma Biafra bụ nke anyị ala Chukwu tere mmanụ nzọgbu enyi nzọbụ nzọbụ enyi nzọbụ enyi nzọbụ 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 enyi nzọbụ enyi mba enyi IPOB nzọbụ enyi nzọbụ enyi mba enyi nzọbụ nzọbụ enyi nzọbụ enyi mba enyi asịkwa m n'igwe ike o ya chụrụ anatago giligili bụ igwe eze nwanne m igwe nwe mmadụ anatago ọ dị ihe nwata ya lapụrụ ya aka o ya chụrụ anatago aka fụwa gị ụkwụ na ị ga-enweta ya na igwe nwe mmadụ anatago lapụ oke na anyị ka anyị nabamụ ya chụrụ anatago anyị anatago na anyị anatago igwe nwe mmadụ anatago anyị wee na-ekene onye isi anyị our able director Maazị Prince Nnamdi Kanu onye ọ ga-adịrị mma onye eze anyị si gị gaba n'ilu don't be afraid at all never you be afraid of anyone you are a lion ọkwa agụ na amụ agụ anyị bụ ndị nzọbụ nzọbụ achụgbu onyike obiọma nzọbụ 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 enyi mba enyi ụmụ obi afọla nzọbụ nzọbụ enyi nzọbụ 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 enyi mba enyi nzọbụ nzọbụ enyi nzọbụ enyi nzọbụ 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 enyi nzọbụ enyi mba enyi IPOB nzọbụ enyi nzọbụ